Hello and welcome to another stream, this time with a BSL GosuLeague round of 8. My name is MasterReY and with me here is my lovely co-caster Snipe.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, so yesterday we already watched the games of the round of 16. We saw, for example, SquaLL advance there in second place, and today we will see the first two series of the round of 8. And SquaLL is also a part of that, but I guess we will just introduce the players first. So, the first game will be between the German Terran Cryoc and his opponent is the Spanish Zerg SquaLL, who just advanced yesterday. I will also show the bracket here. There we go. So Cryoc against SquaLL is the first series we will see today, and then the second series between our Protoss player Dragon and the very popular Zerg CadenZie. So those are the two matches we'll see today. And yeah, today is a very important game for those players, important match for them, because every tournament, every game, every rank that you can accomplish in these tournaments will give you points for the final BSL tournaments, BSL 10. We'll talk about that for a moment here. So here we have the current point ranking. So the BSL 7, 8 and 9 all give points. They accumulate over those 3 seasons and they work for as a seeding into BSL 10 in the end. So the top 20 players points wise will get seeded into BSL 10, which has a prize pool of $5,000. And here we also have the players that are playing today. For example, here we have Dragon in spot 23. And by winning today, he will advance to the round of 4 of the GosuLeague, which means he qualifies for the Pro League next season automatically. And the Pro League gives 150 points at least by itself. So a win today will give them a big boost in the point ranking, over 150 points. So with the win today, Dragon will earn a spot in the top 20. The same is true for Cryoc, who's down here in rank 30 right now. And then we have CadenZie here on spot 40 with a bit lower points, but that boost of 150 points and of course the option to earn even more points then would put her very close to the top 20 as well. And then we have SquaLL just slightly below that, so the same is true for him. So a win today for our 4 players will mean a big boost here and a big chance to join the BSL 10. Okay, so yeah, is there anything to add there, Snipe?
No, I think you got most of it. Looking forward to these games. Definitely some big implications here. Like you said, Dragon wins it, he'll move up, and I'm actually surprised to see him in GosuLeague, as he was a Pro League player before, and he even, I think it was BSL 6, he got a top 4 finish in Pro League. So
Yes.
definitely looking forward to his games. Strong player. I know him personally in real life, so I hope he does well. But CadenZie can definitely take some games off of him. It is ZVP after all, and Zerg can do some tricky things. Our first match, however, is going to be a TVZ, which is always fun to watch. I may not know it as well as TVZ, but it's definitely a good matchup, so I'm looking forward to these games as well. Cryoc, I know, is pretty solid Terran player, and SquaLL we just saw qualify yesterday. So
Yeah,
say we get into
exactly.
this.
We saw a lot of games of SquaLL yesterday, and we have not seen Cryoc yesterday, but I can tell you, I have played a lot of games with Cryoc on ladder. I've seen him play Clan War games because I'm in the same team as Cryoc. So yeah, it will be a very interesting game. I know he's a very good player. The same is true for SquaLL, of course. So we will have very interesting games, and I would say we will jump right into the first game.
All right, let's do it. Neo Sylphid.
Okay, the game is loading up right now. It's starting, and here we are. So, in the top part of the map, Neo Sylphid, in gray we have our German Terran Cryoc.
All right, and in the bottom right corner, we have our magenta Zerg, Spanish Zerg, I believe SquaLL, who's playing with a slightly different ID than he was yesterday. This time it's 2 L's instead of a 1 and an L, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true, yes. I think yesterday he played with his team account, but now he's using his official BSL 8 account. Meanwhile, Cryoc is using his team account. But anyways, it should not matter. So we'll check what the opponents, what the openings are here for the two players. So far we don't see any workers leaving the base for our Terran player here, so no super early cheeses. We can already see the Overlord moving in the right direction.
Yeah, good for Zerg. You can get a scout, early scout, to see what's up, see if Terran's going for some kind of fast command center or any kind of pressure, possibly even check for the gas. Normally you'll see Zerg go for something like a 12 hatch, but he definitely has the option, especially on a map that's a little bit more open, like this without a ramp, to do something a little bit more aggressive, so we'll have to see. Looks like he is going to be going up to probably 12 drones. So I think we're most likely going to see a 12 hatch coming out of SquaLL here.
Yeah, and the drone is moving to the natural already, as you predicted. A second drone probably moving to scout. The 12 hatch goes down right there. And yeah, on the other side we just have a normal barracks building. We'll see if he takes the gas anytime soon, or maybe it will be a gasless expansion for him. So far he has already accumulated 200 minerals and there's no gas going down. So I guess we will see that fast expansion here.
He does scout the Overlord with that SCV, so he knows exactly what position Zerg is in and going to send his SCV right there. And what he's looking for, if he's going for this expansion, is if this was a 12 hatch. And if he sees this as a 12 hatch, he's going to be perfectly fine throwing down his CC here when he hits 400 minerals and not have to worry about building Marines. If it was something more aggressive like a 9 pool, then he'd have to, pull his SCVs, maybe block his choke before getting that command center down.
Yes, so the gas is also finished here for our Zerg player. So he will start mining gas now, and then the deciding part is when he hits 100 gas, will he go for the speed maybe, or will he maybe go for a fast layer? Or there's also the option for some Hydro busts. We have seen that more and more. The strategy has been getting more popular in Korea as well, in the ASL, KSL. But we'll see the fast layer here.
Yeah, 100 gas, instant layer. So Cryoc should know already that this is a 2 hatch build and should be able to prepare accordingly. He doesn't know necessarily if it's going to be like something 2 hatch lurker or 2 hatch muta yet, but he's going to try and keep that SCV alive, maybe scout what it's going to be. Oh, and critically, SquaLL actually lost his first Overlord, so that's definitely going to set him back a little bit there, being supply blocked. Nice little early win for Cryoc here.
Yeah, Cryoc, nice moves there by him. I mean, he saw the Overlord earlier, he knows where the Overlord was going, and there's a high chance that the Zerg is trying to stay here to get some scouting information, maybe scout the command center, scout if there's a bunker, just get some scouting information by sitting here, and Cryoc lifting the barracks to snipe that Overlords from 2 sides with 2 Marines. Very nice.
Very heads up play from him. Now we got the Zerg just moving a few lings out in front just to make sure there's no move out, or if there is a move out, he can see it ahead of time. prepare some defenses either with more lings. We do see the lair finish now, and Aspire started, so this is going to be a 2-hatch Muta play.
Yeah, but
second gas is also started.
Cryoc is scouting it immediately, so very nice scout timing by Cryoc. I mean, he saw the lair starting, so if you're a very good player, I guess, you know that the lair is finishing at some point, and he timed his scouts perfectly to see the started tech after the lair. Very good job here.
Yeah, so he should know when these mutas are coming and have his timing down pretty well to have his turrets up in time. You can see that E base starting right now. So a lot of this is going to come down to control once those mutas come out. Like how well can Cryoc defend the muta harass, or how well can SquaLL do damage? How much damage can he do to Cryoc with his initial mutas?
Yeah, the micro, it's a very intensive micro battle for both sides. The muta player has to make sure to not lose too many mutas, but still dish out continuous damage. You can't just go mutas and be passive. You have to be active and do damage wherever you can. But also the same is true for the Terran player. He has to micro a lot as well by yeah, just trying to target individual mutalist, trying to move his marines back and forth to like kinda mirror the micro of the Zerg player, because it can snowball very quickly for either side. If one player makes a big missteps and loses a lot of units, this can snowball very quickly.
Yeah, saw a couple of scans go down. Cryoc just scanning the front to see 3 eggs and see if they're muta. They're actually drones. So far we only have 3 mutas out on the map for SquaLL. It looks like he is building a few more up now. Cryoc's turrets are just going down or just finishing up now, so well timed by him, having all that scouting information earlier. Yes. Pushing back those first couple of mutas.
Yeah, so the question is, will SquaLL commit further to mutalist? So he's still making some. There's always the option that you get 11 mutalists to group them up with a larva or an overlord to be able to do that nice magic box micro. But we also have seen some Zergs just continue their muta production even further after the initial 11 mutalists and just try to overwhelm the Terran completely with mutalists.
Yeah, I think that's actually what we might be seeing here. He's got a 3rd base and taken that 3rd gas already. He's also getting carapace upgrades for his mutas to give them some more sustainability. So I think we're definitely going to see a bit more heavy commit to mutas here. Yeah, it looks like he is making more, so it's going to come down heavily to his control with these mutas. You don't want to be losing them, but pick off as much as you can. And just as I said, that he gets his first turret down, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I have to say, the Terran player cannot underestimate the muta numbers here. There was only 1 turret next to the barracks. That's yeah, maybe a bit too few. But also there's only 1 turret in the main mineral line. So if SquaLL catches wind of that, he can just jump right on that turret and do a lot of damage to the economy.
He does have to be careful here now. Cryoc is moving out on the map with a pretty sizable marine medic force here.
Yeah,
he doesn't have much to defend. He's throwing down like a 2nd sunken colony or creep colony here to try and be safe, but he needs to whittle down some of this force. Like, I don't know, this is a pretty solid looking marine and medic force, and it looks like he's actually heading straight for that 3rd base. I don't know if he's gonna have enough to defend here.
Yeah, I mean, even 2 sunken at this natural is also not enough in my opinion, and actually not a single sunken at the 3rd base, and it was scanned, so Cryoc totally knows it's here, so he can just go there and kill it at this point. I think the marine numbers are way too big for the mutas right now.
Alright, does a nice job picking off a couple of those, but he doesn't have enough. A group of marines are going to get up into this 3rd base. Oh, I don't know. I think he's going to be able to pick this off. There's nothing here to defend. The mutas are out of position. By the time they get here, this base is going to be almost dead.
Yeah, I feel like the muta micro was not always the best here for SquaLL. He lost a lot of mutalists, and yeah, he just taps out here. The mutalist micro was not up to Cryoc's marine number here. Okay, so that's the first win of today for Cryoc. He is ahead 1-0. And yeah, we'll see how the next game goes.
Yeah, pretty straightforward win. It looked like the mutas didn't engage right away too at that third base. Once he lost all the mutas in the hatch, he knew it was done. So pretty solid, straightforward win there from Cryoc. We'll see if SquaLL can bring it back in game 2, if he's got something else up his sleeve, or if Cryoc's going to take that 2-0 lead.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I want to use the little time between the games to see what you guys have to say in the chat. So if you have any comments about the games, we will read the chats between the games and yeah, just see what you have to say. So thanks for the nice words, ID Serve, and also thanks for the bits, Ruskik. Thank you guys, and of course thanks everyone for watching. Okay, yeah, I would say then we'll go into the next game.
It looks like we got clay fields. Yeah, pretty standard map. It was made by foreign Broodwar community. It was Jukato, or I don't know exactly how to say his name, but pretty sure he made this map. It's been showing up a little bit more in some more leagues, so I like it. It's pretty solid map.
Yeah, okay. And here we are in the game. So on the left, top left side in gray, this time the third player in gray, we have SquaLL.
Alright, and in the top right, we have our green Terran, red Cryoc.
Okay, so we'll see if maybe SquaLL losing that first game maybe decides for a different strategy today in the second game. So far everything looks very normal here.
Yeah, no SCVs being sent out early for any kind of proxy from Cryoc, and I don't think he needs to necessarily change anything up. Placing his first depot down, I believe that's positioned so to help streamline his mining a little bit, making the SCV return the minerals a little bit quicker from those bottom patch there.
Yeah, that could be.
Possibly.
Also, if you maybe make the Rex on the left side of it, you have like two very narrow paths between the Rex and the depot and between the Rex and the command center. Okay, but he's not doing it. There's a bigger gap, so doesn't matter what I say.
Meanwhile, looks like we're going to see another 12 hatch coming out of Zerg. He's just sending that drone out now to place that hatchery perfectly on time here. And sending out another drone to go scout, try and see if he can find his opponent and see what's up.
Yeah, so far completely the same builds that we have in game 1. So again, no gas for Cryoc here. Is probably going for that fast command center, but the only difference I see here is the overlord of SquaLL is not going to Cryoc's direction in the beginning. So while he will not have the scouting information, he will also not lose that overlords very early. So yeah, we will have a slightly better game for SquaLL here, maybe compared to game 1.
We do have that drone scout getting in and seeing that no gas is being taken from Cryoc at the moment. So he's probably expecting that this is just going to be another standard expansion build here. And Cryoc is going to confirm that this is a 12 hatch and go ahead and place his command center momentarily.
Yes, and there it is. So will there be another reaction here by SquaLL? Maybe he goes for the speedlings this time and tries to go for an early bust. Or he will try to get mutas again and maybe improve his micro a bit. Let's see.
Well, we already see a difference in the Zerg build here. He's actually going for a 3 hatch build this time. Placing that 3rd hatch before starting that gas. He may go for mutas again. He may try and switch it up, but either way, he's going to be playing a little bit more larva heavy style.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for the bits, Boss Maven. Thank you. Yeah, meanwhile we have the SCV scouting here, and yeah, the 100 gas is almost here, so we'll see. Will he start the lair immediately now when he hits 100? No, this time it is the speed, so there is a little difference here in the build of SquaLL.
Yeah, I wonder if that means he's going to try for some sort of Ling all-in or a bunch of speed links here in a little bit. Maybe trying to hit a timing before Cryoc is ready to defend. He's got pretty nice SimCity here at his natural with that supply depot, creating a really small choke that's going to be hard for Lings to get in. But he has killed that scout, so if SquaLL starts making a bunch of Lings, Cryoc isn't necessarily going to be aware that this is coming.
Yeah, we definitely have some Lings in production. He also gets a lair, so there's an option that he goes into a normal mid game as well, but so far he's still making Zerglings, so we could see a little attack here.
We do have an SCV back out on the map trying to scout and see what SquaLL is up to. He wants to know if there's a bunch of Lings heading his way, or if that lair's been started. Maybe there's some kind of a Hydra Den, something going down. He is just going to miss all those Lings moving out. Oh. If he's paying attention, you'll see that speed just finished, though.
Yes, and he also maybe caught 2 more Lings, but he also sees some drones leaving, so both of them, drones and Lings.
Here we go, a bunch of Lings. Yeah, running into that natural, and nothing, no damage done.
Yeah, as you said before, the SimCity just too good with that wall off between the depot and command center. The Marines are totally safe and there's no danger at all for Cryoc here.
Yeah, so that just sets SquaLL back a little bit, having spent that money on Lings instead of on drones that could further his economy. Meanwhile, we do see that Spire coming down for him now, so that he's going to transition this into a Mutaplay. We'll see if Cryoc is aware of this.
Yeah, the comset stations are building right now, so we'll see the first initial 2 scans very quickly when those are finished. So then he will confirm it is Mutalisk again and probably build some turrets.
Alright, looks like Cryoc is going up to 5 Raxes here. He's got Stim on the way, +1 attack for his Marines is over half done as well. I'm a little bit worried for SquaLL, like his Spire, I mean, it is going to finish soonish, but Cryoc's going to have a lot of pretty strong Marines here soon, and Cryoc doesn't have a lot to deal with it, or sorry, SquaLL doesn't have a lot to deal with this. I'm just afraid like Cryoc is going to be able to move out on the map and just run over SquaLL momentarily. I don't know.
Yeah, he needs to add some more Sunkens this time if Cryoc moves out very early. Do you know the barracks count from the first game of Cryoc?
I don't think he had 5. It was like 3 or 4. I think he had 4.
I think 4 as well, so even more Marines this time, or even not maybe more Marines, but earlier Marines this time, it looks like. So he's moving out already, and the Mutalisks are not even done. They're just hatching right now, but I think he needs some Sunken, and he's getting them. So this time he's maybe playing a bit safer here.
Are they going to be too late, though? Like, +1 is just about to finish for these Marines, as well as range. Is very close to being done. Neither of these Sunkens are quite yet done. It's pretty close. Okay, one finishes up. He should be okay for now.
Yeah, I think the Marine number is a bit smaller this time because he went out a lot earlier, so he will not engage here. It was just to force some Sunkens, maybe prevent the third base from going up.
He did pick off on Muta, which was nice, and he's got another pretty large group of Marines and medics here. If these 2 groups can join up, it's going to be very scary for SquaLL. He's going to have to pick off some of these if he can, which it looks like he's trying to do now with these Mutas.
Yes, let's see if he can maybe pick off some more Marines.
Oh no! Oh no.
I'm not sure if that's the right move. Oh,
that's not looking good. And this number of Marines can be scary. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go ahead and throw down a 3rd Sunken, feeling the pressure coming from Cryoc already.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if 3 Sunkens are enough, but Cryoc, I think he just scanned the bottom left base, so he goes there immediately, so there's just no contest for this army right now. The Mutalisk number is severely decreased, and also there are not a lot of Zerglings, so I think these Marines will have an easy time killing off this hatchery.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to set SquaLL back. I mean, I've seen Zergs fight from behind or fight from after losing, you know, a third base, but it's definitely not a position you want to be in. So if this goes down, like, SquaLL's going to have a really tough fight ahead of him.
Yeah, and SquaLL is just losing single Mutalisks all the time. Here again, like every single engagement, here again, 4 Mutas. Oh yeah.
Yeah, his Muta control just hasn't been up to it, yeah. He's lost both games. We've seen him lose too many Mutas for free there.
Yes.
Hovering over the Marine medic ball. Bit unfortunate for him, but that's 2 quick wins there for Cryoc, taking it 2-0.
Yeah, and so far he didn't really have to do a whole lot, just some barracks, some Marines, 1 move out, and the game is his. Yeah, 2-0.
Well, I hope SquaLL's got some tricks up his sleeve and can push this into a game 4 or game 5 here. Want to see a few more games.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we'll just jump right into the next game. Not a lot of chat messages here, but the viewer count increased a bit, so thank you guys for all the new viewers for watching. And we are here in the 3rd game between Cryoc and SquaLL. Cryoc is ahead 2-0, and this could be our last game in this first series. We have another series afterwards, but we'll see. Maybe SquaLL can do something else this time. And here we are in the top left, our Terran player, 1 game away from advancing to the semi-finals and also qualifying for the Pro League next season. It is Cryoc.
Alright, and with his life on the line in the top right, we have our Black Zerg SquaLL.
Yeah, and I mean, from Cryoc's side, I don't see any reason to change what he's doing. I mean, it has been working completely flawlessly so far, what he was doing. I mean, he changed it a little bit by getting a 5th Rex this time and moving out a bit earlier, but overall, it's pretty much the same strategy that he is doing, and yeah, it just works. So why change it?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I don't think he really needs to change anything up on the. However, on the Zerg side, I do think he should maybe try something else. Like, he's gone for those Mutas twice, and Cryoc just stomped it pretty easily. And we're already seeing a difference in build here coming out of SquaLL, going for that 9 pool with the extractor trick for the extra drone. So maybe looking to put on some early pressure here and hopefully set Cryoc back a little bit.
Yeah, we don't see the gas so far, just a little gas cancel trick here, but so no full commit to Speedling, to like it's Speedling all in, but the early pool is here, so maybe he can delay the fast expansion of our Terran player here a bit. I mean, last game, or I think both games, Cryoc was just able to put down the CC right into the natural while only having like 1 or 2 Marines at that time, so if SquaLL has some Zerglings out, he can easily deny that or delay that or force Cryoc to build the command center in his main base, so it's already delayed by having to fly down to the natural.
Luckily for Cryoc here, he saw that Overlord with his SCV scout, so he knew exactly where SquaLL was and gets that first scout off, seeing the Lings coming his way. So I imagine he's going to be prepared. He's actually going to go ahead and throw down a bunker here. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of a block. Okay, he's pulling a couple more SCVs to try and block this now. Like, oh, but the SCVs are going... Okay, the Lings look like they're going to go cross-map there.
Yeah.
I don't know, he has the Overlord there. I guess he sees it now. But he does get 1 Marine in there. Looks like with these SCVs, he should be fine and be able to hold the top of his ramp here.
Yes, so yeah, already those Lings forced a bit more out of Cryoc than he wanted to do. The bunker, the lost mining time on those 4 SCVs. So the expansion is delayed by a lot, but of course by making those initial circlings, SquaLL has a few less drones as well.
Poking forward a little bit, it looked like he may have thought about trying a run by with those lings, but without speed he would have lost quite a few of them. Especially with 3, almost 4 Marines out now. So Cryoc's going to go ahead and throw down that command center. And meanwhile, the natural has finished up here for SquaLL, and he's going for a gas, so it looks like we're going to see another 2-hatch play out of him this game.
Yes, and the lings are poking again. Ah, but he doesn't really want to commit without speed, of course.
Alright, Reactor finishes up. I imagine that first 100 gas is going to go towards the lair. We're going to have to see, is he going to go back to the mutas, or is he going to try for something else, like maybe some kind of lurker? There's already a bunker out front, so I don't know, maybe lurkers aren't the best option, because bunkers are pretty good against lurkers, but we'll see. Maybe he's got something else up his sleeve.
Yeah. Let's see, so he approaches 100 gas now, and lair is the lair. So, I mean, that's still not, that still doesn't mean that it's Mutalisk, it could be still lurkers, as you say. But I have a strong feeling that he will go into Mutalisks again.
Yeah, I mean, Mutalisks are definitely popular in this matchup, for good reason. But we have seen his Mutalisks not do so well in the first 2 games. See here. I wonder if he's going to get speed. Okay, yeah, it looks like he has actually started speed as well for his lings. And Cryoc trying to get an SCV out to scout. Oh, he finds a little gap in between the lings and gets that SCV out. Oh no.
Oh, and SquaLL doesn't realize that he's not chasing that SCV, so this SCV will get into his main base completely unhindered here. There's no blocks, there's no circlings here. Oh, but he's actually not going to the main, he's probably looking for the third base here. And he will probably also find it after scouting this first position. He will probably continue to the bottom right here.
Yeah, I do have to say, like, Cryoc's scouting's been really on point this series. He's gotten all the information he's needed at the right times and been able to just counter it, and that's been the story of these games so far. And I think he's going to get it again. Like, he's going to scout this bottom base, and he's going to see that Hydra den there. So he's going to know immediately it's either Hydralisks or Lurkers. Because I don't think he's confirmed the lair as of yet. But he does have scans ready, so he can check for that as well.
So we'll see Cryoc's vision here. The scans will go anytime soon. Okay, maybe not. He's waiting a bit. Yeah, but I don't think the lurkers will be ready for this little push here. So some Sunkens forced, but this time actually SquaLL got 3 Sunkens even, and he got them early enough. So in this case, no danger for him. But what about the bottom right? 2 Sunkens here as well, in a rather weird position in my opinion.
Yeah, that is an interesting position. Like, the Marines could run off and pick off that Hydra den or run behind the minerals or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, even this little move out, even if he doesn't kill a base or do anything, he did a lot of damage to SquaLL with this. I mean, he forced out 5 sunken colonies.
Yes.
That's 5 drones not mining. That's, you know, 125 minerals spent on each one.
And this, I have to say, it's a perfect timing by Cryoc. Usually, as a Zerg player, you want to have at least like 2 lurkers at the ramp when the Marine group arrives. But in this case, he's just not ready. And his Sunkens, as we said, are not in a very good position. So he will lose the Hydralisk then here, and probably also the Hatch if this lurker can't do a lot of damage here very quickly.
Yeah, very unfortunate. So he's going to have to remake that if he's going to want to continue to bake those Hydras and Lurkers. He does have a few, so I think his hatchery is safe for now. But this is already a lot of damage from Cryoc. It's not looking good for our Zerg player here. I'm sure he wants to keep fighting as hard as he can. Like, he knows his life is on the line. He has to win this game or he is eliminated from BSL.
Yeah, and I feel like Cryoc is so far ahead already. He already has a factory with an add-on and the starport making right now. With 4 racks, so his macro machine is going big time, and I mean he's still denying even the mining of the third base with his first initial 8 Marines here. So this is so much damage that he's doing.
Oh, and he picks off another couple of drones with that too. And more what you said, he also has 2 bunkers in case there was some kind of lurker counterattack. Like, he's prepared for everything, it seems like. He does finally clean up this little bio ball here, so he'll be able to resume mining at this base. We do have a Queen's Nest coming up, just finishing now, so if he starts that hive pretty quickly, maybe we'll see a rush into some Defilers. And I mean, Defilers are pretty scary for Terran. If he can get those out, maybe he can do something and try and push Cryoc back a little bit.
Yeah, also the Spire finishing up in the natural. Maybe we'll also see some Guardians. Maybe a Guardian switch just to surprise Cryoc to somehow get back into this game. But yeah, Cryoc is moving out again with a rather decently sized army. The first siege tank is there to just chip away at those lurkers and Sunkens from a safe distance. And yeah, SquaLL really needs some units to kill that army.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty strong push. The siege mode is just about done here. We got 2 tanks, so once that finishes up, maybe I think he's probably waiting for his vessel. He doesn't want to accidentally run into any lurkers needlessly and lose a bunch of his bio.
Yeah.
But imagine once that vessel is out, he's just going to push across the map and start trying to push back these lurkers or Sunkens wherever he can.
Yeah, he has some scans banked up, so he can already move without the vessel maybe, but yeah, it looks like he's waiting. So this gives SquaLL the time to finish up his hive, which is just finished now, and will he get the Greater Spire? That is the big question here, or will there be the Defilers? So those are pretty much the 2 options. We see some Mutalisks, so I would assume the Greater Spire will start any second, but Cryoc is already at his doorstep, very close to reaching the Zerg Natural here.
We do have a Defilers mount started in the bottom base. No Greater Spire as of yet, but with these mutas, I do agree. Like, I imagine he's going to start that soon. Meanwhile, these tanks are starting to hammer at these lurkers. Nice pullback while staying on top of that, just trying to buy as much time as possible, even building another forward sunken colony to buy himself a little bit more time, force a couple more sieges and unsieges. Just waiting for Defilers or something to come out to help him defend.
Whew. Yeah, he spent a lot of resources into Mutalisks, but I'm not sure what they can accomplish here in this game. I don't think he can attack this big marine group. Maybe in the natural there are no turrets because he didn't start with Mutalisks, so there's the option. Oh, but already losing one.
And he's gonna pick off a few SCVs here. If he could pick off those, or maybe pick off a couple tanks, could help him. He's gonna see a vulture leaving the base here now as well. Alright, so this might actually do a bit of damage. There's no turrets, there's no anti-air to speak of really in the area. He's gonna get a few SCV kills. That could be one way to help him fight back in the game, but he still has this army he has to deal with that's getting ever closer to that hatchery in front of his base. Natural base.
Yes, so no turrets, definitely a little mistake here by Cryoc, which he pays for with a lot of SCV death. But he's still engaging the naturals, all the lurkers, all the Sunkens are down, and there's just no army for SquaLL basically.
Yeah, it looks like the natural is going to go down. He does have a couple Defilers out, but I don't know if Consume is ready yet.
Just finished.
He hasn't
just finished.
Okay. So we will see some swarms. So he's going to lose the natural, but he's going to be able to hold the main base for now. I don't know how much longer though. He doesn't have a lot to fight.
Oh yeah, he's on 2 base now against almost 3 base Terran with the 3rd command center finished for Cryoc and already flying out. I'm not sure where it is flying.
Yeah, it
is
looks
he
like it's
getting
going
the
to the
middle
middle
base? Yeah,
okay, it's going for that mineral only. Yeah. He's actually building a 4th command center in his base behind that as well.
Oh yes.
Well, he's in a completely commanding position though. Like, he killed the natural, he's got his 4th CC building. I mean, he's doubled the supply here of SquaLL, and he's gonna go and push for that base. SquaLL is trying to retake his natural, and he's got Defilers so he can survive for a little bit, but how long is that gonna last? Like, he wants to keep fighting, he knows this is do or die for him, but I don't know if he's got it. Like, just Cryoc's just so far ahead, and he's just got so much at the moment.
Some nice dark swarms here, getting big shots on the marine group. But so far, no additional defiler out here. So when those dark swarms disappear, maybe Cryoc can get the high ground here. The natural of this base.
One
there's
thing,
another defiler.
yeah, one thing, both sides are pretty low on upgrades. I know SquaLL lost his Evo chamber there at the natural, but Cryoc's still only on 1-0, so that's not super scary. I mean, obviously Zerg doesn't want to fight Terran with higher upgrades, but it's something that could maybe help Zerg fight back into this game if Cryoc continues to neglect any further upgrades here.
Yeah, so Cryoc just lifted his E-base, and he's adding a second armory, or even a third armory here. 3 armories, so he will do a complete switch to mech and some air upgrades even, I guess. Otherwise he doesn't need 3. So yeah, we'll see that switch here. We already see a lot of mines laid out by those vultures. And I'm not sure what SquaLL's way back into this game is. He has that Ultralisk cavern, researching the speed here, but I mean, he only has gas for 1 Ultralisk right now.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the economy for it. He is trying to take that 4th base. If he can secure 4 bases, he can get back in this game. But, I mean, Cryoc's got, I don't know, CCs from barracks flying everywhere. He's got that 9 o'clock base, just finishing the CC, and he's got another CC flying to, I guess it looks like the 12 o'clock base, where there's a couple of mutas. So he's just making command centers and flying them every which way. I don't know. And he is going to be able to deny that base.
Yes. Only 1 lurker there. Already killed by a vessel, I guess. I didn't really see it, but must be. Yeah, and there are just no units here in this bottom part, in this bottom base. I mean, there are 2 defilers, but if you don't have any attacking units with those defilers, they won't help you. Okay, there's some
Does have a few units, yeah, coming through that Nidus. So he is maybe going to clean this up. Okay, he does clean up that little bioforce. So again, he holds onto that base for now. But Cryoc is sending another group of Marines down there as we speak. We got a couple of Mutalisks hammering at that 1 new CC. I don't know if they're going to quite get the kill on that. This is a very optimistic base, yeah. He just threw down that hatchery and it instantly dies.
Oh, and he also lost both defilers for free there. Also, the upgrades will probably, or the evolution chambers will probably die as well.
I don't know how those lurkers survived. He just ran a bunch of lurkers through some mines. Yep.
Yeah, many links died. 3 lurkers are almost dead, and there are even more mines here. So,
yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe push up there with some swarm, cut off reinforcements or something. But too little, too late. And even in the worker count, like his worker count is catching up now a little bit, but Cryoc is still almost double. And yeah, SquaLL is just gonna tap out. GG.
Yeah, that's GG. Yes. So. Very quick and convincing 3-0 win for our German Terran Cryoc here, so congratulations to him. He will advance to the top 4 of the GosuLeague, which also means that he qualifies for the Pro League of the next BSL season, Season 9. So congratulations again.
Yeah, very well played. Strong series by him, and SquaLL, our wildcard hero, has been eliminated.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Cryoc did some very convincing games. He just played so solidly. It's not a shame to lose against him.
Yeah, he's definitely looking strong. Like I'd say he has a good chance of going all the way here.
Yes.
But he will have to, I believe, play the winner of our next match here, which is going to be Dragon versus CadenZie, and neither of them are a pushover for sure.
Yeah, we'll go into that next game right away after a short break of around 1 minute. So very little break, and then we'll go into the next series, Dragon against CadenZie. So be right back. Okay, welcome back to the BSL GosuLeague round of 8. We have a nice match going to start very soon here. Dragon against CadenZie. Yeah, the game is
I'm really
already
looking forward to
loaded.
this.
Yes, so let's go into it. Oh, there has been some discussion about the different tiers of tournaments and about the points. I guess I can explain it one more time after this game to all the new viewers who arrived now. But first of all, we'll see this game right here, the first game between Dragon and CadenZie. Here we go. So, on the left side of this map crossing field, we have our dark blue Zerg CadenZie.
Alright, and on the right side of the map we have our pale green, maybe Protoss Dragon from NAS.
Maybe we just switch the colors, I would suggest. So
If you can.
CadenZie in red now and Dragon, our Protoss, in blue.
Alright, so Crossing Field's definitely an interesting map. There's a few ways you can open as Protoss. Because of that back base, you can go ahead and throw down like a gateway in your base and then expand behind it. Skipping the forge and getting your economy rolling maybe a little bit quicker. And it also gives the option for Zerg to get a quick 3 bases as well.
Yes. And we can already see the pylon being built in the main base here, so he wants to go for that backdoor expansion probably very quickly. And he doesn't want to get the base in front of his main base.
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, I mean, Dragon is a very strong Protoss player. He typically plays pretty standard, well known for macro, stuff like that. And CadenZie can be quite aggressive. She's definitely mixed in different kinds of unique plays or cheeses, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's got a couple of those prepared for Dragon. Just something to try and throw him off, because in a straight-up game, I think Dragon would be favored. But if CadenZie can throw a wrench into those plans, like maybe she can take some games off of him and just, you know, throw him off his game, right? Take it to him. So we'll have to see. I am looking forward to this. We do have that gateway. No Zealot yet started for Dragon, so I'm wondering if he's just gonna go ahead and, you know, not get that Zealot for much faster Nexus, just seeing that this was a early hatch coming out of CadenZie here.
Yeah, of course, this being a two-player map, you will get that scouting information very quickly. So in this case, he can see the hedge was placed first, so he doesn't really need that Zealot, so he can just throw down his own expansion very early compared to any other map and just get the Zealot afterwards, and then still be totally in time to defend this small ramp here.
Yep, and we could see CadenZie doing the same thing, taking that third hatchery at that third base quite quickly. So both going to be getting a very strong, healthy economy going pretty early here. We'll have to see where each player wants to take it from here. I think a lot of the time as Protoss in this position, maybe you want to go up to Corsair, DT, and get your forge up after that to get some cannons and secure that third base. But I'm not going to pretend to know what Dragon's plan is here, so we'll just have to watch and see. Meanwhile, CadenZie is about to get that gas. We'll see if she gets that lair here right away, and yeah, she does. So we're going to see some sort of lair tech coming out of her.
Yes. Yeah, so far she's still just making drones here, while Dragon is still getting some Zealots to defend his ramp, but the core has just finished now, so now we'll see the tag that he's choosing to do, and that will be a Stargate here.
Yep. Very nice, and CadenZie is aware of this. With that Overlord, she is going to see that Stargate being started. Know exactly what's coming her way. I'm interested to see if he's going to commit to a heavy Corsair player, if he's just going to get one or two maybe just for scouting and potentially a couple of Overlord kills here.
Yeah, also the scouting probe is still alive in the base, so far he doesn't even need Corsair to get some additional scout information, but of course he wants to see what the tech is after the lair is finishing. Yeah, but if you have the scouting probe still in the base when the lair is finishing, you might get that info with the probe and not, you don't need to Corsair for that.
Here we see that Spire going down, and Dragon does scout that.
Yeah.
That's all he really needed to see.
Yes.
So I imagine this first Corsair coming out is going to hunt down one of these Overlords and try and get a quick couple of kills here.
Yes, exactly. By just having this probe for so long, he can get the free Overlord kill. Because otherwise you want to send that Corsair to the Zerg base as soon as possible, because you need that scout information, so you can't waste time to kill this Overlord you might find on the way. So just by having that probe, he gets an Overlord kill. If he can find it, of course.
It looks like he's just gonna miss that one. So
yeah, very close.
Yeah. It looks like he's just gonna head straight to CadenZie's base. Maybe make sure she didn't actually cancel that Spire or anything. But once he sees that, he's gonna be content, know exactly what's up, and probably head for an Overlord. If he can find one. Okay, here we go. We see two hatcheries being thrown down basically at the same time here from CadenZie in front of her base. Some kind of Sim City, I suppose. Going up to a total of 5 hatcheries here. So it's looking pretty standard from her so far.
And there's the Hydra stand now. But she could still go for a lot more Mutalisks. Meanwhile, we have the first Dark Templar building. As you predicted, for our Protoss player here. So yeah, once you have those Corsairs out, you can make sure there are no Overlords on the map, especially if you see that there's no Overlord speed out, so you can safely get some map control with some Dark Templars and just get your third base up.
Yeah, Dragon got 2 Overlords, almost a third, but those Scourge came out just in time to save that third Overlord and chase those Corsairs back to Dragon's main. Where he doesn't have his cannon quite ready, so he does lose one of those Corsairs, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, and another one.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, he loses a second one. Bit unfortunate for him there. But that DT is going to work on those Lings in front of his base. Looks like he's going to probably kill all of them there, as Zerg does not get a notification that this is happening because it's 1-hit kills. So free 8 kills there for that DT.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's just getting the third base behind it, moving out with some Zealots as well. So while he can be aggressive with that or force some Sunkens here that he's already doing, it's also a bit risky to move out with the only Dark Templar and also Zealots. So if there's some links outside, this base could die very quickly. But they are not, so good choice here.
Yeah, especially because Zealot's speed isn't done yet. Like, now there's these mutas, and these Zealots can't get away very quickly without legs being done. It is going to finish up shortly, but Dragon's got to split off all these Zealots. He's just taking a bunch of free shots, and he's going to probably lose a couple of them here. For free. I guess he did force those Sunkens, so maybe that was worth it. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, he is getting that third base down and some cannons to protect that.
The cannons are just started and the Mutalisks are here. If those Mutalisks fly to the third base location, he could deny that very easily. Oh, but there are also no cannons in the back base here, so huge damage done to the probes here. Okay, there are the Corsairs.
He does have a few, but he loses one of them instantly.
Where's the micro?
Right.
Okay, 2 Corsairs left. The Mutalisks can definitely take that if Dragon is not careful.
They're all quite bruised. Okay. One Corsair almost dies, but CadenZie backs up, knowing she can't really fight that anymore. With that cannon being finished as well. So Dragon barely getting that in time to defend. He's still got to worry about those Mutalisks on the map, and I don't think he knows that the Hydra switch is out here necessarily just yet. He may assume it is. But he does only have 1 Templar, and he's still only on that 1 gateway. So.
Oh, but actually no speed research, and I think also no range, but instead lurkers. So I don't think there will be a big Hydra engagement, but she'll probably just get some lurkers behind it. Let's see. I mean, she is moving across the map, but there are the lurkers here. Lurker morph is starting. There are 2 cannons. If you can snipe those 2 cannons and burrow the lurkers, maybe you can snipe off the Nexus. Let's see what the robotics is doing.
Yeah,
It's...
Oh, she forces a couple of storms out now too.
Yeah,
so he only has 1, almost 2 storms for this attack. I mean, that's a lot of units coming across the map for CadenZie at the moment. Dragon is throwing down a couple more cannons, but are they going to be ready in time?
There's still no robotics. There is no robotics at all. Those lurkers will do a lot of damage. Where is the robotics? I still don't see it. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, we're having a bunch of cannons being thrown down now for Dragon. But CadenZie is getting ready to move in here. We're going to need some really good storms. Those cannons are finishing just in time. But does Dragon have enough to hold this base? Oh, nice storms. Very nice storms.
Ay.
It's close, but he does lose most of his cannons here. Oh no, I don't know if he has enough.
I mean, there are no more cannons almost in the front. Yeah, no more cannons in the front, and the lurkers are finishing soon. Where is the robotics?
The robo's just being starting now in the main base there.
I don't
this
think it
feels
will be
too
enough.
late, you know?
Yes, it's just too late, the robotics. This Nexus is done.
Another pretty good storm, but 1 cannon isn't going to defend all these lurkers. Okay, another good storm, but that last cannon goes down. He's got nothing to protect him from these lurkers now.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I mean, if you're on 3 bases, you still should get the robotics. But he kinda waited for it, and now he got surprised by the lurkers, and this base is done. And now he's in a very uphill battle to get back into this game.
Yeah, being set back to those 2 bases, not a spot you want to be in as Protoss. Oh. And I mean, he still doesn't have obs ready. The observatory is just starting now, so these lurkers are doing a ton of damage. He's trying to throw down a panic cannon at the top of his ramp here. But all these zealots are just going down to the lurker spikes. Oh, this is not looking good for Dragon.
Losing several Templars and Archon, and then 8 or so zealots clumped up on 1 spot against lurkers. It's really unfortunate. It really hurts to see if you're a Protoss player, and there's nothing left to do except tapping out with a GG.
Alright. So, CadenZie taking game number 1 from Dragon.
Exactly.
Very important game.
So that means, yeah, 1-0, and we'll see how the next game goes. Meanwhile, we have some new comments in the chat here. Rapid is also here. Yeah, basically some Cesagi comments here in the chat. Bonneth arriving as well. Yes. Okay, so we'll go into the next game between Dragon and CadenZie. The map will be Neo-Sylphid. So Crossing Fields is a map which is not super popular, and also because of this backdoor, it really plays out a lot differently compared to other more popular maps that are used in the ladder. So I think we could see a very different game here, a game where Dragon is maybe a bit more in his flow, and he will not forget the robotics here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I imagine we'll see either Forge or Gateway expand out of him. I know he favors the Forge expands, but I've definitely seen him do the Gateway expand as well. This can be a pretty good map for it, as the rush distances aren't too bad. So we'll just have to see what he chooses to open with.
Yes, and here we are on the top of Neo-Sylphid in blue, our Protoss player, Dragon.
And in the bottom right, we have our red Zerg, CadenZie. One thing I will say about this map is I don't like spawning in position Dragon spawned in. I have a lot of trouble just finding SimCity or good SimCity here. It just, I don't know, it throws me off my game a little bit. It's the same thing like playing on whiteout, spawning in the bottom position where the minerals are above or below your nexus. Just the way the base layout is, I don't know. For me personally, it's a little bit more difficult to play in those positions. We'll see if that comes into effect here for Dragon or not, but I imagine not, as he is quite a bit better player than I am. And it looks like it is going to be that gateway expand, as he hasn't sent his probe to scout yet. And he's just having it sit here waiting to start that gateway as soon as he's got enough minerals and that pylon finishes.
Yes. Okay, let's see where he scouts. So there's an overlord scouting in his direction, so CadenZie scouting the correct direction here, and the probe doing the same, so both players know immediately where the other player is. So yeah, nothing can be hidden here.
Yeah, we do have an overpool coming out of CadenZie here. Looks like she saw that probe coming out of Dragon's base with her overlord as she's sending the second overlord in the same direction, knowing that Dragon must be there. So this probe's going to get in, see that drone coming out. Is he going to try and block the hatch? Doesn't look like it. He's just going to go in, confirm everything, see the pool timing, and know, okay, this is overpool. And now maybe going to get that hatch denial actually. Be close. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's always a very close thing as a Protoss player. You don't want to just block the natural immediately, because then you will not get any scouting information. You basically have to go into the main base to scout the pool timing. But then you want to get back to this natural as soon as possible, and if you can manage to block the hatchery, delay it a bit, that's a very good thing to do for a Protoss player.
Alright, so now Dragon has a probe here and he's going to see how many lings CadenZie is making. With the 4, he's going to opt to send that first zealot back, not wanting to pressure and potentially lose it and leave himself open to some kind of a ling counterattack. So I imagine we are going to see him either take a Nexus or a Forge here shortly. I imagine that would be a Nexus, but we'll see. Should be a Nexus.
That's interesting, because the Zerglings can just run into the main at this point, if he doesn't get a Forge to block this entrance here.
Alright, we do have Lings trying to pick off this first zealot. Oh, and she's gonna get... Oh, okay, doesn't quite get it. 11 health. I thought she was gonna get it. Alright.
Oh, and did I just see link speed finishing? No, there's no link speed. Okay.
Alright, so Dragon still has that scouting probe alive, but CadenZie doing her best to keep him from getting into that main and seeing what her strategy is. We don't see a lair starting yet. It looks like she spent her okay, she started link speed. So we are going to have link speed first. I wonder if this is pointing more towards possibly a Hydra instead of lair play.
Yes, I have to say, interesting position of the third base. I see a lot of Zergs taking the third base on the left of it, where you have also a gas and a small ramp to defend, so it's a bit easier. But she decides to go for that mineral only base as a third base, which is closer to her main, of course, but that means she has one less gas, so we'll see what that means, what she decides to do.
She's actually stopped mining gas altogether, so I think she might be planning to go heavy on lings here. Like, she didn't throw down a Hydroden or a lair or anything.
Ah, that's true. But also,
Dragon
first of all, she needs to defend this, and this is not a small task here.
She does have a lot of lings that she's got a drill coming with the drones, or she's just going to pull them back. It looks like she's probably going to defend this without too much trouble, though. And with ling speed finishing up now as well, she's going to be completely fine to any kind of follow-up zealot harassment here.
Yeah, but also this probe getting into the main, seeing no lair, so he will probably know there's some aggression coming up, so he needs to make sure that he's completely safe. Tries to block the entrance here, but only one Zealot and 2 probes. Those 2 probes could die very quickly. The link speed is actually finished, so the links can easily pick off one of the probes, but at least the second Zealot arrived. And now the third will finish.
I hope he noticed that she still wasn't mining gas. Like, he saw no additional tech, no hydrogen, no nothing, and she isn't mining gas. So this just looks like a massive speedling all in. Like, she's even throwing down a 5th hatchery here. Like,
but also
I don't know. If I were Dragon, I'd be throwing down like a couple more cannons here. I wouldn't feel safe with just one cannon, seeing, you know, no gas being mined, no additional tech whatsoever. And okay, she's just now resuming gas, so maybe this is going to be going up to a 5-hatch Hydra play, or 6-hatch even. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she did not get any tech, any gas, but she used the extra minerals she had just to get hatcheries and drones. So she's not doing anything aggressive, but just increasing her economy big time. So yeah, as a Protoss, if you don't have additional scouting information, for example with the Corsair, checking the drone count all the time, that's really hard to figure out what the Zerg is doing. It could be an all incoming, there could be a super big economy behind that. Yeah, so Dragon is going for that very quick Zealot speed here. The +1 will finish soon as well, but the speed will be done a bit earlier, so yeah, I guess the +1 is slightly behind there.
Yeah, we do have an Evo chamber now done for CadenZie as well, so this is definitely looking like she wants to commit into a heavy Hydra style. Like, no lair whatsoever, so she's just going to macro up on 6-hatch Hydras here, with upgrades eventually, I imagine. I don't see anything coming out of that Evo chamber as of yet. But we'll have to see what she goes for there. Okay, we are actually seeing a lair started now, so yes, there could be some transition here.
So the Zealot speed is finished now, the +1 is finishing as well. The Zealots are leaving the base, so the +1 will finish when the Zealots reach the base. But I think with 6 hatcheries and the Hydrolith production already started, I don't see CadenZie taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah. Let's see. This is quite a large number of Zealots. She doesn't have a lot of Hydroliths at this 3rd base. Yeah, so maybe you can get in and do a little bit of damage. The egg blocks are very nice though. Eggs blocking the Zealots from getting in there. Alright, we'll see how this gauge goes. He is going to trap these Hydras kind of on the bridge between his 2 groups of Zealots here.
I'm not sure who is trapping who here.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to trap him, but then the Zealots went around. Alright. We do have a bunch more Zealots streaming across the map here from Dragon. He's continuing to pick off these Hydralisks. One random drone messing up the AI of a few Zealots there.
I mean, without speed for the Hydras, it's really hard to micro that, and she's losing more and more. But overall, I think she got the defense now.
It is looking close, but with the 6 hatchery production, I think she's going to be able to hold this without losing too much. And another little drone drill here. So basically just trading out Hydras for Zealots, which I don't think she's going to mind too much being on the 6 hatchery production already. Meanwhile, Dragon's still only on 4 gateways. He is throwing down 3 more as we speak, and that robo. So he is going to have his obs out in plenty of time this time.
Yes. But there's no lurkers researched this time. So just a lot of hatcheries or even more drones now being built. The drone count is rather big here in comparison to the Protoss, so they almost have the same amount of workers now.
Yeah. It looks like she's gonna go and take that pseudo high ground kind of base as a 4th base. Drone just sitting there waiting to take the hatchery. There it is. There is a DT there hiding, but that Overlord is going to be able to scout that. And will she notice though? Or is it going to slip in? Okay, one Hydra does spot that. Still going to try and slip in, maybe get a couple of kills. Does get one Hydralisk, one drone, 2, not quite 2 drones. Alright.
Okay, meanwhile in the Protoss base, the Storm is done, and he's also getting some additional upgrades here, of course. And the goon range is also being built or being researched, and the observer is out now. So we'll see a little goon transition very soon. He has a big number of Templars, I have to say. The first Templars also accumulated a lot of energy, so he will have at least like 6 storms, 8 storms even.
Yeah, I think he's read the build quite well that she's going to with this Hydra heavy play on 6 hatches. So he's just going to stick on Zealot Templars and move out here. Templars a little bit out of position here. Looks like they're going to be able to get into the fight in time. And, oh, he's going to lose the first one to a couple of Hydras. It's a bit unfortunate. Alright, will he be able to deny this base? Where are the storms? Where are the storms?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, there's one. I'm catching just a couple of Hydras. Very unlike Dragon here, not get those storms out. Okay, here we go. So he does kill all these Hydras. I think he will be able to kill this base, and if he does, that's a nice pickup for him.
Yeah, it felt like he was losing so many High Templars without even storming. I saw like 3 storms total with like 8 available storms. A lot of Templars were picked off, but the Zealot numbers were just too high for the Hydras anyways.
Yep. Well, he does pick off that base and go back. Oh, it looks like he's going to lose another Templar there, unfortunately. He still has 2 more back at home, but he can't continue to lose all these Templar. And 1 Hydra denies a cannon, it looks like.
Yes. And now we have a big army of red streaming to this base. Only 2 storms. Okay, 2 storms used, so that is it for the storms. Now it's only gateway units against Hydras here, and I think the Hydras could win this fight, and that means this base would be denied.
He has a bunch of goons trying to come in and save it, so maybe he'll be able to hold on to this for now. But
yeah, there are no
he doesn't have that next
here.
Yeah. Bit unfortunate. Okay, he is gonna clean this up. But critically, he still doesn't have a 3rd base, and his main is running pretty low. He needs to get that base established, get that economy coming back in. CadenZie's retaking that 4th base now and streaming more Hydras over here to try and deny this.
Where's the storm? There's 1 storm. Okay, pretty nice dodge, but I think overall the Hydra numbers are just a bit too small here. She needs to, yeah, just get back a bit and maybe regroup with some additional rounds of units here before she can engage into another fight.
Yeah. So Dragon will hold this base for now, be able to get his 3rd base up and running, which is so crucial. One thing that could cause problems for him though is that this is a mineral only, and Protoss does need a lot of gas, especially with the amount of Templars he's been losing. He's going to need that gas to remake him. We can see he barely has any gas as it is. Nice storm, very nice storm. Oh man, killed like 5 Hydras or something with that. So pushing her back further. I mean, he is taking a gas base here at the same time. That's really close to CadenZie's 4th base as well.
Yeah,
I don't think she knows about that.
I think the drone numbers of CadenZie are pretty high, but somehow the unit numbers are just not there. We can see a lot of larva being used in the 3rd base location of the Zerg now, but meanwhile there is another fight in the middle. A lot of storms now, I think, or at least 2 storms. But look at those zealots, so many zealots there.
Yeah, I think she's just lost a few too many Hydras a few too many times to get that critical number she's been looking for. Dragon's staying on top of keeping those Hydra numbers down. We are having another attack here at her 4th base. A couple of storms going down. Meanwhile, there is that Hydra flank from behind. Very nice storm going down on that though.
Oh my
that
God.
Templar picking up 8 Hydra kills. Wow. That 1 storm, very nice storm. And I think that's going to allow Dragon to be able to take this base out once again and secure his 4th base.
And that
if he gets this base,
could be game actually. Yeah, this picking of this base could be the end here for CadenZie, because now it will be 3 against 3 bases.
Yeah, She's still trying to fight for this. I mean, there's still a lot of Hydras flowing in here. But Dragon's continuing to reinforce as well, and yeah, it looks like he is going to be able to run over the space, and what's she going to do now? It's going to be 4 base Protoss against 3 base Zerg. She is trying to take that high ground base that you alluded to earlier about how Zergs like to take that as their third sometimes. But is this too little too late? Like, Dragon's double her supply at the moment, and he's got that 4th base up and running now. And critically, it's got that 3rd gas that he's going to need so desperately.
Oh, we can also see the upgrades. 2-1 for Dragon here against 1-0 for CadenZie. So a very nice advantage here for our pros player as well. So if you have an upgrade advantage, then a big Zealot number and Goon number can be very strong as well, even without storms against pure Hydras.
Oh, another great storm catching most of those Hydras. Yeah, I don't think CadenZie has what it takes to say this. This looks like the end of me. She's going to lose this base again. Set back to 3 bases, and all she really has is this little group of Hydras against the massive army of Dragon here. Who's more than double her supply.
Yes, and we see the last remains of an army of CadenZie falling, and Dragon is just macroing. We see units streaming out of his base all the time. His macro is really, like, he's really macroing very well, and the army is just growing and growing while he's still killing CadenZie's Hydras all the time. Yeah, it's very nice.
And there is the GG.
GG.
Well played. So we have 1-1. It's not going to be another 3-0. And that goes back to what you were saying at the beginning, like Sylphid a little bit Dragon's a little bit more comfortable with. And, you know, he was able to play his game there. We just saw how powerful his macro can be, and he was able to just run over CadenZie's 6-hatch greedy drone Hydra play.
Yeah, exactly. So 1-1. So we will have at least 2 more games here in this last best of 3 of today. Yeah, we will load up the next game here. Oh, that's not the correct one. Okay.
Yep. So, I mean, Dragon showed his prowess in macro play, standard type looking game. So I want to see CadenZie mix it up, you know, do something a little bit more cheesy or aggressive, something that might throw Dragon off his game where she can get an advantage. If you're just going to try and play straight up against him, you're going to have a hard time. You need to do something to throw a wrench into his plans. But this is a map that something like that could happen. It's not a map we see a lot of. Quintessence, 5-player map, so it's pretty unique in that I think it's going to be hard for playing almost standard play. So I'm really excited to see what these 2 players bring to this map.
Yes, we'll see. But I like unusual maps. They give a nice, fresh, new wind to the matchup, I think.
I like watching games on unusual maps. I don't necessarily like playing games on unusual. Depends on the map, but some of them can be a little bit stressful.
Okay, yeah, on the left side here of this 5-player base, remember 5-player, top left base we have Dragon.
Alright, and in the bottom rightish we've got our red Zerg CadenZie.
Yes. Meanwhile, thanks for the new follows, Father SC and Psycrove UK. Thank you guys. Okay, so what do we see here? We see an Overlord scouting in the wrong direction. Of course, on a 5-player map, you already usually need more time to find your opponent on average. And if you fly into the wrong direction on this map, it takes even longer. So this map is also a great map to throw a little cheese in, because your opponent will just scout you later.
Yep. Looks like we're just going to see probably a Forge Fast Expand coming out of Dragon here. He threw down that pylon and he's going to scout out. Seems like this is a fine map to do that. I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to scout the bases. I feel like I would get lost trying to scout 5 bases on this map, but I'm sure these players have practiced this map enough to at least be familiar with scouting patterns and some potential strategies they could be seeing here. Meanwhile, it looks like we are going to have a 12 hatch coming out of CadenZie. Yes. I guess that's a little bit safer, knowing Protoss. There's a good chance Protoss won't scout you that quickly.
Yeah, that could be. Meanwhile, we see, as you said, the forge being built in the natural, and this is a dangerous thing for Protoss. You could get the Nexus when you hit 400, but if there is like a 9 pool coming, you will just die. You need to build the cannons. And yeah, you can see it here. He's building the cannons despite scouting with 2 probes at the same time, because he's just unlucky enough to find his opponent, his Zerg opponent, in the very last position that he was scouting. So he had to build this cannon just to be sure, even with the 12 edge build here for our Zerg player. So this is a great little advantage here for the Zerg player.
Yeah, definitely a nice little start for her, and she's gonna go ahead and take a 3rd hatchery at this back base, mineral only here, once she has enough minerals to do so. So we'll have to see what Dragon wants to go do from here, knowing he's gonna be slightly behind. Definitely nothing he can't overcome, but
yes.
not the ideal position.
This 3rd base, of course, also compared to most other maps, definitely compared to last map, is very safe here. It's basically behind a wall here, so you can't reach the 3rd base without going through the natural, basically. So this 3rd base is very safe, so very easy and fast to take for the Zerg player. The only ramp leading to the 3rd base is blocked by these generators and also some mineral blocks. So there's not really a way to get into that as a Protoss player early on.
Do you know how many generators are stacked there by chance? Is it just one, or I imagine there's a bunch stacked on top of each other?
It's definitely more than one if I look at the color of the shadow.
Yeah.
Probably like 8.
Okay. A bunch, so. And probably the same thing with the minerals as well. So it would take a while to mine out. You may be able to glitch a unit over there with a probe mining it or something. So that is a possibility. Like glitch a DT over into that back 3rd base or something. Similar to something like a Medusa maybe. We'll see. Meanwhile, everything's looking pretty standard for Dragon. He's got that Cybercore finishing up now, so we'll have to see if he wants to throw down that Stargate. And it looks like he will.
Yes. Meanwhile, we have the Hydra Den and the speed researching already. No lair. Also, this probe is not in the main base, and CadenZie is denying it with that Zergling. So we will have the action starting very quickly here by this very fast Hydra rush.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you know if that probe scouted the no layer or the Hydra Den? I'm not sure if it did.
I don't think it gets
probably
into the base.
not.
Yeah.
I don't think it did, just based on Dragon's build here. So yeah, he really wants to see like a Hydra if he could get that probe close enough, but these Lings have chased it all the way back to the middle of the map. If he could see even one Hydra, he'd know what's coming.
Yes, definitely. But there's also like a little hints, because there are a lot of Zerglings. With 8 Zerglings, that's an unusual number if you don't want to hide anything. Usually we only see like 2 or 4 Zerglings. So if there are 8 Zerglings trying so hard to get this probe, you could maybe assume that there's something fishy going on, and maybe get that 2nd cannon just for safety, and maybe also a 3rd cannon. But now the score, they saw the Hydras anyways. The speed is already done, and the 2nd cannon is just finishing. It's very close.
Yeah, he is throwing down 2 more panic cannons right away. Looks like he'll probably have enough to hold this off for now. But the Hydras are continuing for CadenZie. He's gonna have to throw down a bunch of cannons here. Yeah, he is throwing down a few more, so he will probably be safe for a little bit. CadenZie's just going to be content and pick off these front buildings here. Get that gateway, letting these cannons finish. But this is already slowing Dragon down quite a lot, forcing all of these cannons, forcing him to remake the forge in his main base.
Yeah, and she's still committing. There's only Hydras in the production tab here in the top left, so this aggression will not stop. But Dragon did a nice defense. He added that second cannon for safety. It was right on time for the defense, and now he has so many cannons. I think he's fine, and CadenZie is in a rough spot if this attack doesn't do some damage, and I don't see it doing some damage.
Well, she is still banking a lot of Hydras, so she's going to commit to this. It's going to come down to, is she going to be able to bust all these cannons when she commits or not? Dragon does have a lot. He doesn't have any Templars on the way. I don't know if Storm is done. And he has no gateways completed. One is just finishing now, so he's got no unit production at the moment. Yeah, throwing down even a couple more cannons, knowing like that she's committing to this, knowing this is serious, because he had that Corsair flying around seeing that she's still building Hydras. So he just needs to survive until he can get some Templars and Storm out. But Storm has just started, so he's actually a long way. That gives CadenZie quite a big window to try and do some damage here.
Yeah, but against 9 cannons, I'm not sure. The first Templar is almost finished. The Storm is not quite done, but it's going there. Will we see more cannons? I mean, this Corsair is still scouting the stream of Hydra, so he knows that CadenZie is completely all in. He should just get like 3 more cannons and then that's it.
We got 2 more coming. Okay, here's the commit. Okay, here we go. I think he should maybe pull some probes to try and block these Hydras from getting on top of these cannons. Okay, they're coming out now. Is this going to be enough? She's picked off quite a few cannons. She does have some Hydras in the back not fighting. Oh no. I think she's going to get it, yeah. It looks like she's going to... 9 cannons is not enough to hold back Hydras.
Wow.
So, Zasagi confirmed, or what is this?
I mean, the Storm research is finishing right now, but the Templar was sniped, so...
Yeah, she hit that timing just in time, just before Dragon could get a Storm out. And yeah, I think that's it. Like, she's just going to be able to continue to stream these Hydras, and Dragon doesn't have enough production to stop, to push this back.
Yeah, and I guess he can't believe it. It was so close there. He can't believe 9 cannons were not enough, and he's just staying in this game, probably with his head in his hands.
I know that feeling all too well. I hate dying to 3-hatch Hydra on ladder. You know it's coming. You've got a ton of cannons, and it still just busts you, and you're like, oh, come on, really? Really? But, yeah, see, look at this. This is the exact feeling. I know exactly where you're at.
Feeling. Oh, jeez. To be fair, it was 9 cannons, not 10. He was adding 2 more.
I think he had, one finishing up in that mineral line as the attack was going on, but yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to a 2-1 score for our Zerg player CadenZie here. And that means only 1 game away from winning the series, advancing to the top 4 and also qualifying for the BSL 9 Pro League. So...
Snipe, you should stop looking up at the sun. It's blinding me.
Yes.
I'm not quite looking up at the sun. Don't worry. Lots of chat from that game, looks like.
Yes, the chat is a bit more active now. Who's the other caster?
Not me. No. Yeah, Snipe, that's right.
Yes, I mean the names are on the screen the whole time.
This is true. If you don't know me, I'm also the admin for CPL.
Yes.
Some of you may know me as that. So
we will talk about that later on in the stream. So yeah, definitely stay, guys.
Some more information after the cast or after the games as well. So.
Yes.
This could be the last one.
But now, yeah, as you say, it could be the last one, and the map is Neo Transistor. So another quite unusual map here. And the game is loaded up. So
this is
we
definitely
will go
a
into it.
tricky map. It's got some unique features. It's cool. I like it. I like watching games on it. I don't know about playing on it, but
Yes, I've played like maybe one game against Zerg on it. So it's a very weird map. But we'll see. I mean, we saw Dragon playing on the first unusual map, Crossing Field, and I mean, he did quite well, but then he sadly forgot his robotics. But we'll see how he can do here on this map.
Yep. All right. So spawning here top right, we got blue Protoss from Canada, Dragon, who's do or die time for him.
Yes, and in the bottom right of this 3-player map, we have our Zerg player up 2-1, only one game away from winning here, CadenZie.
Yep. All right, we'll have to see what these players want to go for. This is definitely an interesting map. I mean, there's 2 paths up into the main in this little skinny area. So something like some early lings could possibly do some damage, just going one way or another. The back path to this base is a little bit further, so there is some time. We are going to see a gateway coming out from Dragon, so get those early zealots to help block off this ramp. Meanwhile, we are seeing overpool out of CadenZie. Neither player opting for a really fast expansion here.
Yes. Okay, the scouting is nice for Dragon here, scouting the right direction. We can't say the same for CadenZie, so little advantage, but nice drone blocking. But in the end the probe can get into the base and scout the pool timing here.
Yep, so Dragon should know exactly what he's up against, seeing that this is overpool. We'll see if he tries to go and deny that inevitable hatchery. I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time. Oh, but maybe... Okay, she just gets that down.
Close.
Alright, we got the first zealot coming out for Dragon now, and CadenZie sending that drone up to scout and confirm that this gateway does exist. Maybe. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the gateway exists, but will she get into the main? No, but I mean, there's not really a lot to see in the main at this point anyways. I mean, confirming the gateway is already all you need to do at this point, and not losing the drone is another good thing, so she can move that back to her minerals. Meanwhile, the first zealot is making its way across the map. The first 2 links are out, but yeah, 2 more groups of links are building, so that one single zealot will not do any damage here. Will probably be stopped at the ramp anyways.
He's got it sitting at the bridge, maybe waiting for that second zealot. Okay, he's gonna take it back, meet up with his buddy, and then maybe engage these lings. Dragon's still just scouting around, trying to see what's up. Killing one of those lings, keeping those zealots alive. That's what we want. Oh, did that probe go down? It looks like it did.
Yeah, it looks like it did.
Right.
I can't find
these zealots have to be
Zerg
careful.
kill.
You don't want to be losing those for free. Do have that Nexus coming up for Dragon as well. And it looks like CadenZie is planning on taking a third base down here behind her at Jorola main.
Yes, expanding away from your opponent this time, so it's a very safe expansion because Dragon has to go a rather long way to reach that base. But first of all, we have the little 3 zealot timing, and somehow CadenZie skipped a little Zerglings, but now she has them, so this is safe. But it's always a bad trade if you have to fight on a ramp as a Zerg player, so nice job here by Dragon placing those zealots in a nice way on the ramp and even getting some hit and run micro in, so very good trade by Dragon here.
Yeah, forcing a lot of lings. I mean, every ling set group of lings he forces is one less drone. CadenZie has mining, so that's always good for him. Meanwhile, his expansion is up. We don't have a probe transfer there just yet, so a little late on that. But he's throwing down a cannon, you know, getting some more zealots to block his ramp, so she can't really get up here and do a lot of damage to him. She does have Ling speed done, however.
Oh yes, and she's going the long way to maybe run into the main
Oh,
from the
no.
other side. The dragon does not expect, and that's what we see here.
It's not
the
blocking.
cannon
That
is
cannon
not
isn't done. Oh no.
Oh my god, is this already it? There are
Not
so
like
many
this.
lurklings.
Not like this. Oh, dragon, no, not like this. Alright, he's pulling a lot of probes. He needs that cannon to finish, but I don't know if it's going to.
One
She's
zealot
making more
spawning
lanes.
any second. The probes are fighting, but they are dying, and the cannon is pretty exposed. The zealot is just leaving. Oh my god.
He killed most of those lings, but they're getting on top of this cannon now. It's not going to finish.
Oh, not even cancelled.
I think this is the end, yeah. With Ling speed, she's just going to continue to make and rally lings over here, and he's lost so many probes already.
Oh my god, I don't even know what to say
do?
here. Another zealot. It has to block this gap here. That's not a block.
I don't think it's blocking.
Block.
Oh no, he's just going to lose it anyways. He's trying his best to fight these off, but he's just going to get overwhelmed by Zerglings here eventually. Without a cannon, there's nothing he's going to be able to do. That's so unfortunate.
Hi. Very, very quick game here.
Wow. Poor dragon is right.
GG.
It's very unfortunate, but that's 3-1 for CadenZie, so she does move on to the round of 4 and secure herself a spot in Pro League next season with that win.
Yes, so yeah, congratulations to CadenZie. So yeah, we saw Cryoc very convincingly defeat SquaLL 3-0, and then CadenZie winning 3-1 against Dragon, of course. So yeah, good job. Congratulations to both players. We will take a small look at what this means for the rest of the BSL season and also the future BSL seasons. So for those of the players who weren't in the stream in the beginning, we'll talk about this. So I will go into my browser here. So this is the bracket. We saw Cryoc advancing and CadenZie advancing. So those two players will meet up in the semi-finals, and then we'll see Favorit playing Radley and CadenZie playing TTF in a later
Are we going to be
stream.
casting those games? Do you know?
Not that I know of. I'm currently not informed who will cast it, but it should be on Thursday, if I remember correctly. Let's see. We can just check the Bombastic Star League website, of course. There we can see, yeah, here on Thursday there are some more quarterfinal games. So yeah, it will not be on this channel, I think. I'm not sure. But on Thursday, same time, definitely check those games out. Favorit against Radley and CadenZie against TTF. Yeah, so overall, Cryoc and CadenZie managed to secure their spots in the semi-finals, and I want to show you what that means for the BSL points that they're winning, because if you can see here in this prize pool, there are some BSL 10 points to be given out to the top 4 players, and also a BSL 9 Pro League seat. So every player who advances to the semifinals of the GosuLeague, so like Cryoc and CadenZie here, is qualified for the Pro League next season. And if we click on these BSL 10 points, we will go into this beautiful page here, where we have a full ranking of all the players with their BSL points from season 7 through season 8, and also for season 9. The players can earn points for finishing at certain spots in the several tournaments in the Pro League and the GosuLeague. The Chobo League does not give out points. Oh, actually, never mind. I spoke too soon.
I got some Chobo League points.
Some little points here. But yeah, the players can earn some points by placing high in the several tournaments here, and by advancing to the semifinals of the GosuLeague, you first of all increase your points from 20 to 50 for the GosuLeague, but because you also qualify for the Pro League next season, you get a free 150 points for next season included, with an option, of course, to place even higher there and increase your points even more. So this is a very big boost to your points. So advancing to the GosuLeague semifinal is a big deal here. So there we can see, for example, Cryoc here already in spot 30 with an additional 150 points. He is already in the top 20 here. The top 20 players will get seeded into the BSL 10, which is a tournament with a nice prize pool of 5k. Yeah, and also CadenZie here with a few less points, but with that advancement to the semifinals, that's a big boost, and she will also join the top 20 after this win today. So that's the current situation here. All the information you need is on this page, so definitely check that out if you have more questions. Okay, I think that's all there is to it for BSL here. Okay, yeah, if you have any other questions, just put it in the chat right now. We can, of course, answer probably all of it. If not, Averti is probably still here answering the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think there's no further questions here. So there's another thing we would like to talk about, and yeah, just Snipe, I would say you have the word. Take it away.
All right, sure, yeah. So CPL, Coach People League, for anyone that's interested, signups are going on right now. If you don't know what that is, it's more of a lower level league, let's say. So if you think, oh, I'm not good enough to play in GosuLeague here, these players are too good for me, maybe CPL is right for you. I'll actually link the sign up page, yeah, for you guys in chat. If I can, yeah, there we go. And if you're a higher level player, you can join to coach people. Basically, it's higher level players coaching lower level players. Team league format. You'll be able to play against each other and work on your own improvement throughout the league. There's plenty of information that can be found in that thread. This will be our 5th season now. Like I said, there's still 6 days, I believe, I have it for signups. So if you want to get involved, work on your game, definitely check it out. I know MasterReY here, Horitas, has coached in the past and done some casting for CPL as well.
Yes.
He will be one of the coaches again this season, I believe.
Yeah, that is correct. I already registered as a coach. It has been a lot of fun last season, being a coach, just teaching new players, showing them how to improve at their game. And actually, I had some people asking me in my ladder streams when I talked about CPL already, wondering if they are too weak for CPL. Like, oh, I have only 1k MMR. I'm way too weak. I can't win any games in these team matches. But I have to say, the CPL is a perfect league for you, especially if you're a new player and you're still very low in MMR, because the point of the CPL is not winning your team matches all the time, but the main focus on this season, or on this league, is improving your game, and this is a perfect league for that.
Yeah, and there's no minimum requirement to join. Like, I've already got some signups of 1,000 MMR. There's even 1 or 2 people that signed up that said they're under 1,000 MMR. So you're definitely going to be able to learn and improve quickly. and we do our best to match you up with players of similar skill. So maybe you'll get some wins, you'll get some losses. But like MasterReY or Horitas was saying here, the main idea is improve. Like, you're going to have more experienced players on your team and coaches that are there to help you get better and, you know, play some games in a fun competitive format.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you had an enjoyable stream and you liked the games today. Definitely check out any future casts of BSL. I will link the website here in the chat right now, bombasticstarleague.com. On the main page you have all the next dates for all the casts displayed there, so definitely check out all the streams of BSL. Always great games. And if you also maybe sometimes enjoy an A-rank Protoss, playing some ladder games, I would appreciate it if you follow my stream here and maybe tune in on my next ladder stream. Yeah, apart from that, again, thank you also to Snipe for co-casting here with me.
Yeah, it's always good. Thanks for having me again.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again, and bye-bye.
Bye now.